Tate, and today I'm going to be interviewing my dad, talking about his ancestors that immigrated from Germany. So, who are we talking about today?
Okay, we're talking about your great-great-grandparents. Olbers, Olberz, was their last name.
Okay, do you consider them a refugee or an immigrant?
Because they didn't come here out of fear for their safety, or because they were forced to, they chose to leave.
Where did they immigrate from?
Germany.
Why did they leave?
Well, my great-grandfather owned a successful business, a ferry service that connected two cities that were separated by a river. And in the late 1800s, Germany built a bridge that connected the two cities, so the ferry service became obsolete, sold its boats, and came to America to start a new life.
What were the pull factors to come to America? Like, what persuaded them to come here?
Opportunity. He was interested in, more new opportunity.
How do you think they felt having to leave their country?
Oh, I'm sure they were somewhat sad and fearful, right? To come to a country where you didn't speak the language.
Was coming here to the U.S. hard for them? And why do you think so?
They seemed to have a pretty easy time from what I heard because my grandfather had money. So when he came, he bought this is my great-grandfather, when he came, he bought what I guess you could call now a little strip mall retail center. He had a post office and a grocery store and a butcher shop, and he, was successful because he had his own business. Because they made a good life here, built a big home, actually in the west end of Louisville, and that was eventually, it was a big house, and it was close to the river, and it got flooded in the 1937 flood.
When it got flooded, what did they do?
Well, they moved after that. I'm not exactly sure where, somewhere off Eastern Parkway, but they wanted my grandfather to have the house, and he didn't want it because it was too big. And it was, they were lucky they didn't take it because it got flooded and they would have lost it.
When they came to America, do you think it was what they imagined?
I have no idea. None of my grandparents ever really talked about that. I wish we had interviewed them, and I never got to meet my great-grandfather, my grandfather died when I was just about 6 years old, so I didn't know him really, really well.
Do you know how he died?
It was in his late 70s.
Do you think they wish they could go back to where they originally?
They did go back. They traveled. They did go back from time to time, not often, but yeah, they went back to visit. And my grandfather went, and actually on his honeymoon, met some of his relatives that were still in Germany.
Thank you for letting me interview you. That's all.